4, 3, 2, 1, go. Hey guys, Ranjan here, bringing you all another circle of commentary. This is going to be the third set between Light and Jaedong in the Bigfile MSL semifinals. We're even Steven so far, and this is going to be on odd I3 at the bottom right-hand corner in White playing turn. It's going to be Light alive, commonly referred to just as Light. At the upper left-hand corner in Red playing Zerg is going to be Jaedong, commonly referred to as the insane man with a murderous look that will kill you and eat your soul. Or just, you know, Jaedong to his friends. Odd I3, the map that Jaedong curiously thumbed down instead of Polaris Rhapsody, but hasn't bitten him so far because he did beat Light on that map in the first set, but he's definitely hoping to make sure that it doesn't go to the fifth set because you don't want to play a turn on Polaris Rhapsody no matter what. Unfortunately, losing on Fighting Spirit was unfortunate for him, pretty much. That's all I can really say there. And now he has to face off against Ade, which is a slightly turn-forward map, not as outright insanely biased as Polaris Rhapsody, where mech kind of rules and wins you games. But mech is also significantly popular in this map, so we're going to see what Light goes for. Jaedong will most likely be going for a 12-hatch. Sending out a drone, this could be just for scouting. This is a two-player map, so sending out drones could be a good idea. But it actually seems like, it seems like it's just sending it to the lower right hand. Light, meanwhile, just putting on supply 2 at the front, so it does look like he's going to go for a 1-rax, try to wall off with a barracks, and then maybe put down his natural expo. And I'm not expecting Jaedong doing anything other than the 12-hatch because it's very popular for Zerg players to go for 12-hatch on this map. Lately, watching Zerg players play, and just it seems like they're always going for 12-hatches, no matter what the hell's going on. So I'm kind of used to that. If that doesn't happen these days, it's kind of weird. I don't know what's going on. My God. It's all weird and strange and such. But yeah, it's a nice map. Has the double gases at the corners. That's definitely a very critical location for a Zerg player to take and hold and deny a Terran player. If a Terran player gets that, it's really hard for a Zerg player to gain an advantage here. The drone in there trying to be as harassing as possible, trying to slow down, harass, just be annoying. The barracks is up. Try to deny the command center from being put up. Light, of course, just wants to put down their natural X, but can't do that while he's also building the barracks. Another ACV is going to come off the line just to force that drone back. Just so he can finally start building his command center and his natural expansion. Should be able to do that right now. So the second he forces the drone away, Jaedong doing a great job of just staying in here with his drone, being annoying despite the fact he was facing 2 ACVs, not allowing that command center to come up. Absolutely beautiful micro of that drone. It's about at half health, but still being annoying. Finally, the command center comes up. But the drone's going to still try its very best to be annoying. Seems like Jaedong putting down his third hatchery before he puts down his spawning pole. I think that's what's going on. Early Refinery coming in here for Light, so it does seem like he's going to want to go mech right off the gates. Maybe do what he was attempting to do on Polaris Rhapsody. Go for 2 quick factories. Just play off of that. Drone almost dead at this point. I think 1 hit on it, more, and it will go down unless it gets enough time to regenerate. Will not be able to escape. There is a full wall on that natural expo, so at the very least the drone can just get inside the main, spot the refinery. That's going to be a critical scout in there. Light, unfortunately, not denying that drone. Not mentioned deny the scout on that drone. But Jaedong just has his economy going. Spawning pool about a little over halfway up. And Extractor also on the way. On the opposite side, we do see a lot of gas coming in. And the drone's still trying to be harassing, trying to be a little bit annoying and deny the gas, deny gas mining for at least a second or two. But did go down as Jaedong expected. As soon as that Marine would have gotten in there, would have taken care of that. Of course, one of the reasons that mech is so popular and effective on this map for Terran against the Zerg is that, for one thing, you have that third base, which is easily accessible at that 4 o'clock position for Light, and he can expand off of that on the right side of the map. Do see the Hydra tank coming up, so Jaedong spotting mech decides to opt for Hydras. Instead, drones staying on that ramp, so ACV will not be able to go up that ramp. Very late scout for Light because he was forced to kind of stay back home and fight back that drone. Wasn't really allowed to do too much, but it does seem like he has an idea of what might be happening, sending out a few of those Marines. I think they're more for trying to find an overlord, maybe try to assassinate that, but at least a little bit far to the north, and should be kind of safe. Those Marines shouldn't be able to do too much. There are some Zerglings out on the map as well, so Marines could just get caught and boxed in by those, so altogether not too good an idea for Light. Should just be keeping those back for defense. Doesn't want a repeat of Polaris Rhapsody to happen to him. Is going for 2 factories. Machine shop right off the bat. I'm wondering whether it's going to actually work. It is putting up an army, so it does seem like he's going to try to start off, put up an anti-mutilist defense And he's not going for the academy, so we have no real idea what exactly coming in. So he's probably going to put up an anti-mutalist defense, which does mean that he's going to try to get some Goliaths to start things off, maybe. And also try to beat Siege Tanks. At the same time, did lose his CV out there and is putting up his second refiner already. But yeah, of course, going for mech, you are going to want to play a little bit more expansionistic. You are going to be wanting to go for your third base significantly quicker than when playing Medic Marines. And even though I prefer Light's Medic Marine style of play, he showed how good he is on Fighting Spirit with that. Still overall a very good player. He's going for his academy right now. So he's going to want to get a scout inside of that main. But yeah, he really has shown to be very powerful with mech, but I'm wondering when that's going to be enough. Some mech trickery to take down a Zerg of the caliber of Jaedong. Now we see a lot of Hydras coming out there. Do have their speed upgrades already. Should be working on range alongside very soon. Have some Zerglings out there as well, which might have their speed upgrades alongside. Not too much in the way of defense. Not going for Goliath, so he's kind of read it well. There's going to be an attack coming in from down. These CVs need to start coming off the line. That supply depot significantly weak. These Hydra Zergers might actually manage to break at the front. One SCV going to repair. That's not going to do much at all. And no, second SCV supply depot is going to take him down in seconds. He's going to try to put down a bunker, but the Hydras and Zergers are going to try to go for bust right here. Just Vultures and Marines to fight this off. Some SCV is going to come off the line. The bunker's not going to come up. The Hydras are being put down. The Vultures trying to fight him head to head, and no more forces coming in right now. One siege tank with a siege mode would fight this off completely as long as the Hydras don't get up the ramp, but still, Light losing a lot of his SCV, trying to desperately fight this back. One siege tank is in there, probably doesn't have siege yet, but as soon as he gets siege in, that's going to be enough. I don't see any Marines that are being produced right now. Jaedong, meanwhile, taking this opportunity to expand this Holcock position, knows that he's put Light under a lot of pressure, so he can safely expand here. This Holcock just expanded just as he went for that attack, just as he started thinking about it, knew that he had Light locked in. Now going to go for a Spire. We're going to see, wondering whether it's actually going to transition into Mutalisk to try to go for that quick tech switch to try to catch his opponent off guard, and whether Light has gotten a scout and knows about that now, I'm not too sure. Seems like he went for speed upgrade on those Vultures before. He's not gonna, he's not going to be able to go inside that main to harass, but if he spots that 12 o'clock, that's going to be a nice weak spot for him to go for. Vultures are streaming straight towards that. There are a lot of drones setting there, nothing to defend. And at the very least, that base is not going to start mining yet. The Vulture is going to like run around and be annoying. So Light should be utilizing those to the best of his ability. Try to continue harassing the Holcock position. Does have siege tanks up. Third factory on the way. He did take some damage there at the front. Jaedong did lose some forces, but not too big a sacrifice. Opened up that front for possible later use. Vulture's going to go back up to his Holcock position, just trying to kill the eggs before they even come up. While Jaedong actually just continues to add up production hatcheries and kind of go for some heavy production here. Spire should be on the way very soon, so I'm wondering if they actually will switch into Vultures. Might actually catch Light in a bad position if he does that. Hey, look, Kakaroo flying in there. Mutalisks are on the way. Or something. Turrets are up for Light though, so I mean, producing a few Mutalisks alongside turrets, that's going to be enough, really. Only a few Mutalisks, I mean Goliaths, only producing a few Goliaths alongside those turrets, that's going to be enough for Light to defend whatever it is that's coming out. And it doesn't seem like Jaedong producing too heavily on Hydras. Does have one Evo Chamber up, so he's going to be working upgrades and ready for Goliaths down the ground. Not quite sure if they have, did detect an Overlord, I believe, but not too sure if they have Charon boosters yet. More scans coming up to spotted position, so yeah, Light definitely knows what's coming. I mean, it has Weapons 1 upgrades on those Goliaths already, and Weapons 1, he's going to be ahead in upgrades. That's a definite advantage. Also going to be going for Starport, so I'm wondering whether he's going to be getting that for that science facility to continue upgrades, and maybe also to go for science vessels already. Yeah, he's not facing any lurkers or defiler threats yet, so I'm not altogether too sure if that's what it's going to be for. I'm doubting it's for Valkyries, because those Goliaths and turrets are going to be enough to fight back these Mutalisks, I fear. Goliath's not the most maneuverable a bunch, but with Charon booster upgrades alongside a few turrets to support, they're definitely a good enough force. Few turrets at the natural extension, and Goliath alongside just a few turrets spread around inside the main. That's going to be enough. But Light will want to expand. He's 2 against 3 bases right now, but he will want to expand soon enough to continue producing his ground force. He only has 3 factories working right now, and he will want to expand. Although right now there's Mutalisks flying around, and he knows about that threat. He wants to be careful not to try to go for an expansion. Wants to neutralize that Mutalisk threat before he goes for it. Otherwise it's risky. You got to keep your Goliaths in there, and you might open yourself up to unnecessary attacks. Jaedong also going to expand here at the 9 o'clock position. It's very open, has multiple entrances for the Vultures to get in. A lot of open areas. easy to harass, so definitely needs some defenses there. I'm wondering whether Jaedong, he's not going for early hive, so he's just sticking to Hydras right now, trying to get his economy strong. He definitely knows he needs to out macro a meching Terran. That's very important. You need to out macro a meching Terran. Noodle's going to go for the main here. Goliath meeting it head on. Charon boosters just straight in his face. And Vulture still running on, trying to be harassment, and White really needs to get some harassment going. Unfortunately, getting his Vultures caught there, so he's not even... Okay, going to pick off one drone, maybe two! Yes, going to get 2 drones. So that's a little bit of something. Sacrificing a few Vultures for something like that is not too bad, although, of course, right now he's not really producing too heavy amount of Vultures, so he's not really going to be... I don't really think he's going to continue producing them too heavily, just getting some siege tanks out there. Seems like Jaedong even wants to pick up the lower left-hand position at 7 o'clock for himself already. It's a double gas. That would be a significant advantage to him. It does look like Light is going to be working on Science Vessel. I think he has a Radiate on the way inside of that main, and Science Vessel will be the most likely what's going to be going for next. Command Center is going to be worked on, so he's going to want to smartly float it off to that 4 o'clock position so he can fight back those middleists as he floats off that Command Center. A lot of Hydras on the opposite side being put up by Jaedong. Might be thinking of putting up some pressure. He does know that the 4 o'clock position will be Light's next destination. He's utilizing Overlord speeds and middles to pick off some of those mines. But for now, a lot of Goliaths out there, and Goliaths are good against Mutalisks and Hydras. When they have tank support from the back, they really do a lot of damage. They're hardy units. They take quite a few hits to take down. They don't deal that much damage. They don't deal a huge amount of damage to ground forces, but they act as a very nice meat shield for tanks. Because they're kind of they're pretty much they're tanks to the tanks, as strange as that sounds, but they do take the damage at the front. They act as a nice blockade, better than Vultures do. They do deal some damage, and they allow the tanks to deal the mass of the damage. So just, a control group of Goliaths with a few tanks at the back with nothing but Hydras facing them, that's a workable position. That's something you can work with. That's an engagement you will win. But it's significantly more dangerous with that Mutalist trip flying around, because the Mutalist trip, its main, as the game goes on, its main mission will be picking off those tanks. Those tanks are going to be the main units they're going to want to take out, because they're going to be the tanks are going to be the main threats to that ground army. So if Jaedong can utilize all of his forces well, all of his forces equally, basically engage the Goliaths with the Hydras and pick off those tanks, lower the tank numbers, then Light just won't be able to compete, because the whole point behind a large mech army is a lot of upgrades, a lot of tanks. And he has a lot of tanks already, 1-1 upgrades, so he should be working on weapons right now. Wondering whether they'll put down a second army just to try to speed up those upgrades, because fully upgraded mech army is such a big advantage. Seems like Jaedong thinking of a drop. I think those Overlords are all full of Hydras right now, so I'm wondering whether he's going to drop or maybe going for the main right now. The 4 o'clock position is just being put down, so he might even try to drop on top of that just to pick that up. Mule's going to go for that position right now. Gonna spot the Command Center coming down. Radiate, not really. Oh, a second much better Radiate. Second Radiate. First Radiate wasn't really that solid, as it really just went for Noodles that already split up. So Jaedong going for pre-split, expecting that Radiate. Second Radiate did hit several more Mutalisks. So lowering the Mutalist numbers, very, very good strategy for White, trying to eradicate that as fast as possible, because he wants ground engagement. He doesn't want any anti-air engagements. He doesn't want those Mutalisks to have free reign. And he needs to go do some scouting, because that lower left position is going to be a double gas that Jaedong will want to abuse, and that's a bad position for him to be in. He does have a dropship in there, so he might go for some Vulture drops at the lower left and maybe a tank as well. Try to take that out. Vultures, meanwhile, going to find themselves at this 9 o'clock position way in the open. Just a few Vultures can do a significant amount of damage, forcing the drones off the line, then maybe put down a couple of mines and just gun it. This Noodle's still trying to find an opening somewhere with not too much success. And really, Light has spotted out every single one of Jaedong's bases. His 2 new ones aren't mining. The 9 o'clock position was kind of... It has no drones at the moment. At the lower left-hand position, it hasn't any drones yet. There's a dropship that seems to be gunning towards this location. He might get caught in transition by Mutalisks. I think, the second those Mutalisks come in, drones are on the ground. They're not going to get taken out, but I think a dropship, going to back off the second that happens. Drop some of their Vultures way off the target to start planting down some mines and just trying to have a full scout and trying to damage the maneuverability of the Zerg army. That's very important. This Hydras and Mutalisk is a rather maneuverable army. Hydras are significantly quicker than siege tanks and Goliaths. At the very least, Light's trying to make up for that by trying to keep a few vultures. Ooh, Radiate and some siege tanks. That's going to do the damage right there. But yeah, I like the fact that Light always keeps a few vultures around the map. I really think he should just continue doing that. Go around, harass, do some damage. He has 2-1 upgraded army. His opponent, I think he has weapons too, actually, himself, with Carapace 1 upgrades as well. So upgrade-wise,